If with time one of the buttons of your bell no longer works, do not throw it away, thinking that its transmitter is broken. Check the battery. If you've checked the battery and obtained no positive result, then most probably the button has failed. Since modern electronics is very reliable, much more reliable than mechanics, then probably the button has worn down, as it's subjected to constant mechanical stress. Replacing the button in this transmitter is quite simple. In order to do this, we open the case, take out the board and remove the old one. The old button is held by only 4 soldered joints, and it's really easy to unsolder it and put a new stud button. We will only need few instruments for this: a soldering iron or a soldering station, braid for unsoldering, flux, and consequently solder. At first we need to remove the old button. To do this, we apply some flux on the solder contacts of the PCB using braid. Now we have removed the solder from the circuit board and can remove the old button from the board. In its place we insert the new one. Keep in mind that the button is symmetric, and it is important to insert it in a way preventing it from closing contacts at the very first stage. So before you start to solder, make sure that you have inserted the button correctly. Then we solder the new button. It takes much less time to solder this new button to remove the old one. We have soldered the new button into the PCB, and now before inserting it into the case, let's check the operability of our transmitter. Insert the battery, press the button, our bell works. We were right, indeed, the problem was in the button. Now we assemble our transmitter in the reverse order. Insert the board into the case, assemble the case, insert the battery and close the battery compartment. And now we check the bell again. We have done everything correctly. Modern electronics is very reliable and hardly ever fails. Mechanical components break down more often, such as a button, for example, which is continuously pressed. Before you throw away a certain element, you must first make sure that it cannot be repaired. And if it can be easily repaired, it's much more efficient to make a little and simple repair job.